welcome back to Globetrotter Rambo. I'm currently on my way to Jacksonville Airport for my flight on JetBlue's A320 to JFK in New York. I'm going to be flying to Bangkok, Vietnam, Jeju Islands in Korea, and Seoul. It's going to be a part of a mini-series about my trip. I'm going to be featuring, JetBlue, Korean Air, Jin Air, Vietnam Airlines, Air China. I'm also going to be doing a video about my cruise in Halong Bay and a video in Korea, so stay tuned for those. And I'm also going to start doing some videos about my tours, experiences like that. And if you watch my last two videos about my ratings on Delta's MD-88 and Delta's A320, I'm going to keep that rating systems going for these next two because I would really like to know, and maybe you would like to know, is Delta's A320 better than JetBlue's? And I'm going to be trying to do that with a lot of American companies like Spirit, Frontier, American. Just see which overall experience for that type of aircraft, that medium long-range distance aircraft, and see which one's the best. So I arrived in the airport 2 hours early, Jacksonville International Airport, so I could check out the new lounge that they constructed called the Club at JAX. It's quite small, there's only around 30 seats, but it's spacious and comfortable. I opted for the window seat so I could have views of the tarmac, and I saw some pretty cool planes. There was a Southwest Colorado 1 livery, there was an Allegiant, some Delta 757s, and Embraer's 190s. Overall, it's a nice place to sit if you enjoy plane spotting. If you don't, you can also sit at the kids area with if you're a parent and you want to spend some time with them. There's also a nice dimly lighted room for you to catch up on some reading. It's more of a quiet little sleeping nook for after a long flight. There's also a office area with printers and computers. There's actually a quite good sized breakfast bar and a lunch bar right next to the fully stocked bar, which has around 6 or so seats in it. The bathrooms are nice and spacious. One of them has a shower in it for business trips if you just want to get yourself prepared after your flight or before. And now I'm basically just waiting for my flight. JetBlue prides itself on having the largest amount of legroom space on coach cabins. This is certainly true. I received a full bottle of Diet Pepsi as my drink, which is unusual in coach, and when I finished that, I moved on to my mini cookie stashes by Belgian boys. Let's say they were pretty good. The IFE was a little bit slow. The remote did not really sync with the screen that well, and in May 2018, JetBlue got rid of the armrest DirecTV remote and just went to a touchscreen. And let's just say, good choice, JetBlue. This was very laggy, very slow, and I will be rating this, but I will try and do a updated JetBlue seat so it doesn't look so bad in my review system. The bathroom was kind of small, but it's a Coach A320 bathroom, so it's pretty standard, as you can see. The cabin was laid out in a typical A320 3-3 in coach and 2-2 for the even more space seats that JetBlue offers. After about 2 hours, we were flying over the Jersey airspace and we had begun our descent into New York's JFK Airport. Now for my TRR score. JetBlue's A320's cabin gets a 3 out of 5 for the layout, a 2 out of 5 for cleanliness, bringing the overall cabin score to a 5 out of 10. The seat gets a 3 out of 5 for comfort, a 3 out of 5 for cleanliness, and a 3 out of 5 for entertainment because there were only 2 movies and 15 live TV channels, so the seat gets a 9 out of 15. The bathroom gets a 3 out of 5 for space, 3 out of 5 for cleanliness, bringing the bathroom to a 6 out of 10. The service gets a 4 out of 5 for niceness, and the food and drink gets 3 out of 5 since they allowed you to get more than one bag of chips. The service gets a 7 out of 10, and the crew gets a 4 out of 5 because the pilot came out before our flight, told us about what delays were occurring, and why we were sitting on the tarmac for about 30 minutes. A nice surprise. The overall JetBlue A320 TRR score comes to a 31 out of 50. The only reason it's 1 point behind Delta is because on the crew, they got a 4 out of 5 instead of a 5 out of 5. The only reason they made that point back up is because of the food and drink, and then they went back down because of the IFE entertainment with the limited movie options.